Welcome back to Terror by the Bay. I'm David. Okay, Nikki Haley is in the news today. She threw her hat behind Donald Trump and gave him her endorsement saying she's going to vote for him. Now, this is interesting because I literally watched a Beau of the Fifth Column video on Nikki Haley talking about her being at a retreat with all of her donors/investors. And during that retreat, she did not say if she was going to support Trump or not. And his point was that would have been a good time to do it. You have all those people in the room there. And not only that, she said that, here's the quote, let's see. Haley didn't directly say whether she wanted her backers to keep voting for her or to just vote for Trump. She's deliberately not saying that, one attendee said. But she indicated she wanted her supporters and attendees at the retreat to, quote, vote your conscience, vote however you want, unquote. It's time for you to decide, she told one attendee. Or that's what she said, according to one attendee. She didn't directly address her ongoing support in the primary or any direct plans about her future political opportunities, running again, or anything along those lines. She hasn't talked about VP roles either. That was 8 days ago. Now, she has said she is voting for Donald Trump. That's wild. I mean, after he wonders where her husband is, she's going to go vote for him. All right, I guess she's voting her conscience if she's following her own advice there, huh? Now, when I had thrown on VP folks before, Nikki Haley had really strong cards for that. And it's because Donald Trump wants her money. He wants her donors. And he's willing to have her on the campaign in order to get his hands on that money. So I want to read on the energy around Nikki Haley's announcement saying that she's voting for Donald Trump. And then I'm going to vote to see how her donors or her supporters might act. And all I'm going to ask to see if she's going to be a VP candidate or not. Okay, I think it's time to revisit that. Trump, for his part, says he's not considering Haley for a VP candidate. But since when can you believe anything Donald Trump says? If he says that, then, well, here's the thing. Haley's not going to jump through the hoops like all these other nitwits are. She's kind of above that fray, so that'll probably make her intriguing and like made of unobtainium to him or something like that. So, entertainment purposes only. Let's find out the energy around Nikki Haley, and I'm going to go turn on an overhead light here just for the extra light that it provides on the cards. Okay, entertainment purposes only. What's the energy around Nikki Haley in this fantabulous announcement of hers? Well, the cat's out of the bag. The secret's out. We now know who she is. She's not somebody who's voting for democracy. Now, the other part you might ask is, she might want to be the VP on that ticket because, Trump's health being what it probably is or is not, he's not exactly the type of person that's going to be long-lived in the job. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, she's trying to sneak this one in. And there's the money cards. She's going to offer him her donors. And she's going to give him the support, because I think she does want to be the VP member here. And this is a sneaky ploy to backdoor her way into the presidency. And by one of two methods, either by being the VP, or if Trump can't make it, then she wants the Republican nomination. Now, this makes sense. I was watching Kevin's Loving Vibration. He was doing a live cast with Susan Lin, and they were talking about Nikki Haley, and they're talking about Nikki Haley wanting to be the president, and Susan Lin kind of jumped on that, saying that felt right. It feels right to me too now. Here's the deal. There's a couple of paths to it. One, she could gun for the VP position and say, get on that ticket. The other is, if Trump can't make it to the convention, to choose a VP, then she wants to be the presidential candidate. Again, because in my previous readings with her, she knows she can beat Biden. Whether she can or not is irrelevant. She knows she can do it, and she knows Trump can't do it. So if Trump, again, has some type of health event, and he can't make it to the primary, to the RNC convention, then Nikki Haley wants to position herself to be the presidential candidate. So by saying she's supporting Trump, she's reaching out to the MAGA voters and the MAGA-based electors in the RNC to say, it's okay, it's safe to choose me. I'm on Team Trump here. I support all these wonderful white supremacist things that y'all like. That's the game that's being played. If Trump makes it, then she would probably gun for the VP pick. Now, here's the other thing. Again, if and when Trump has his health event, I'm telling you, his campaign will not make the severity of that health event public, because their only goal is to have Donald Trump secure the Republican nomination. The next goal after that is to get him elected, but the first one is to make sure he makes it to the RNC and gets his name on the Republican ticket. If he's not on the Republican ticket, it's game over. He loses all the protections that he needs to get rid of all these cases, right? So what's going to happen is if he has that health event, Nikki Haley is going to be like, oh, they're going to pick me. But Donald Trump's camp's going to say, oh, no, he's fine. He's just resting. And you're going to have this uncertainty if they should choose Donald Trump, who they don't know what's going on with his health, or if they should take the sure thing with Nikki Haley and alienate all the voters who voted for Trump. You can see the dilemma that could be facing here. In the past, Nikki Haley, there comes the money. She had the financial backing. She had the major Republican donors backing her campaign. Trump wants that money. He is running out. He's bled his people dry for his court cases, and he wants that money for the election, but he also wants that money because he wants that money. He's got bills to pay. Current situation. Here comes the money again. Six of Pentacles. She's got the money. He's got the nomination. And he's in a lot of court cases. He's controlling the RNC. So it's this whole thing right here is if she endorses him, he wants that money. Is she going to free the money up for him? If she does, what is she going to get in return for him? There's nothing here that shows that he has anything to offer her to get that money. She's offered to vote for him. She's told her donors and such to vote their conscience. So the only thing that's going to connect those two things is going to be a Haley VP position. That's the only way Trump's going to get her money. Otherwise, if he doesn't promise her something as part of his administration, then if she gives him the money, it's to secure the Republican nomination come the RNC. But when you have the money involved, it's going to be a quid pro quo because that's how Donald Trump works. Everything's transactional. So she might say, okay, well, what's in it for me? Overarching energy, here they come. They're coming together. I'm telling you. I think he's going to offer her the VP ship. There's an agreement here. This could be an agreement between her and Trump. This can be an agreement between her and the RNC that if Trump doesn't make it, they'll choose her. There's something here. There's a partnership here that's forming. The lesson to be learned is the Ten of Swords. She's waiting for him. She knows she's waiting for him to collapse. She is absolutely... Now, maybe she has an intuitive she works with. Maybe she's just looks at him and says, there's no way this guy's going to make the distance between felony convictions or other court cases There's no way he's going to make it. I need to ingratiate myself with the Republican Party so that they choose me. They anoint me over Trump. I think that's mostly her plan. Out comes the Empress, and she thinks she's well positioned to pull this off. If she can pull this off and get the Republicans behind her to give her the nomination, this is going to be because Trump is out and she thinks she can beat Biden, and she's sitting in the catbird seat, taking care of things. And she can ingratiate herself to Trump through money. Wonder if Trump's going to apologize for calling her bird brain. No morals, no ethics, but it's politics, and she's making a political play. That much is for sure, or for certain. She is making a political play, and it's going to be one of two things. I think the primary thing is she doesn't think Trump's health will hold out, and that she's trying to position herself to be the pick for the Republican nomination. You might ask, well, why didn't she keep fighting on the campaign trail? She doesn't need to. She doesn't need to, because Trump's going to drop dead. He's going to stroke out. He's going to have a heart attack. He's going to go to the great McDonald's in the sky, as Susan Lynn would call it. She's betting that he's not going to make it, either because of criminal convictions or health-related stuff, such that when the Republican National Committee meets, they will nominate her. And then she still has all that money she hasn't wasted on a primary that she can then use in a presidential bid. See how that works? Otherwise, I think her fallback plan is to be if Trump offers it to her, she'll be his VP, and he'll want that money for his presidential bid, and she'll probably unleash it for him because he needs to get elected so she can be the VP, so that when he has a health event while president, then she becomes president. All right, so that's. Let me ask: has Trump offered her the VP-ship? Okay. Has Trump offered her the VP-ship? 10 of Swords. Over his dead body? There's endings here, just like there was over here. There's that connection here between the lesson to be learned and the signifier. Ace of Cups. And the Star card. Has he offered her the VP-ship? Underneath it, she's the pick. I'm sure his campaign's been advising him to do it. He doesn't want to do it. He has these strong emotional... he has a strong emotional thing. Maybe he's sensing his own... the demise of his own campaign. But this is endings here. If he offers it to her, then... what it might be as simple as... he wants to offer it to her, but he doesn't want anybody to know yet because he's having way too much fun watching the Marco Rubios and Tim Scotts of the world twist themselves into pretzels, because it's emotionally gratifying to watch people just prostrate themselves in fealty to him, just like this woman would be doing that. But his best play would be to offer the VP-ship to her, because without those votes, here we go, without her votes, he's stuck. So now he's in an emotional state here, because I don't think he wants to offer it to her. It's not who he wants. She's too strong and non-malleable in that regard. He can't tell her what to do. She's too strong a personality. In the past, the Six of Cups, they had a working relationship when she was the UN ambassador. But, everything was fine until she wanted to run for president. And then for him, now she's kind of persona non grata, because she's a threat to him. And that's the thing with Trump. He's a narcissist. He went after DeSantis a lot until DeSantis wasn't a threat anymore. The only person left was Nikki Haley, and he had to go after her and call her bird brain and do stuff like this. But this is the past. This was when they had a good working relationship. Current situation is the world card. She does bring some credentials. I mean, she was the UN ambassador. The VP usually does the foreign policy aspects of it, and she's got that in spades. She's a really good match as a vice president to Trump's candidacy. I won't doubt that. But again, it also brings an end to his apprentice show of watching the Christy Gnomes and the Elise Stefanik's twist themselves into a pretzel on Sunday TV shows, saying that the election was rigged and stuff like that. Overarching energy is the King of Wands. Has he offered this to her? Decision needs to be made. Maybe he's going to ask her to be the Attorney General. But a decision needs to be made on this. Action needs to be taken. This might be his campaign. I heard he just hired Corey Lewandowski again. But I think his campaign is telling him he needs to make a choice. And I think they're going to push for her as his choice. The lesson to be learned is the Five of Wands, the drunken hillbilly brawl. This could also be you have court cases over it, and those court cases are decided. All mayhem's going to break loose. But again, I'm asking about her VP-ship. I think he's going to be told to do this. He likes the turmoil. Again, he likes the turmoil of nobody knowing who the VP pick is. That just does it for him, and he doesn't want it to end. Because, again, all these people are fighting over him. Pictures of Grandpa Simpson in a dress with two gunfighters fighting out for him. And there's enough for me to go around, and everybody celebrates. He likes being the center of attention. He likes people fighting for him. He's got that princess vibe from like a joust, watching these guys fight for the princess's hand, all these knights. Oh, God. There's a visual for you. What's the outcome? Walking away. I don't think he's going to offer it to her. It makes a lot of sense that he does it, but he won't. Either because he doesn't want to, or he can't. He's emotionally not there anymore to make that offer. But I don't think, asking if she's going to get the VP ship, all the signs point to yes, that he needs to do that. And maybe the emotional walking away is at some point he just has to walk away from the fight, walk away from the passion that he wants, and make a choice. Here's how I'll hedge my bet. I don't think he wants to do it. But he might do it against his better judgment because he misses all the emotion and the drama as people fight to be his VP pick. At some point he has to make that choice. When I threw on it last, surprisingly, Marco Rubio was the person who seemed to have the best shot at it. That would not have been my intellectual pick, but that was what I was seeing. I still think she's got a really good chance at it. It just really depends. With Donald Trump, the thing is, and you've read about this, it's the last person in his ear is who he decides what he wants when he listens to the last person in his ear. So if somebody was in his ear whispering, you need to pick Nikki Haley, and then ding, time's up. Who are you picking? He's going to pick the last thing he heard, which would be Nikki Haley. All right, Nikki Haley's donors. All the investors, all the people that were supporting her. And she said, vote their conscience. Will they vote for Donald Trump? Or how will they vote? What will guide their votes? If she's the VP, will they vote for Trump? Will they vote for Trump just for voting for Trump? I'm not sure how this is going to... Because I don't want to throw two spreads on this one. Maybe I do a couple four-quarters. Yeah, I'll do a couple 4 cards. That's how I'll get around this. Will they vote for Trump just because he's Donald Trump? Nine of Cups. Maybe so. Maybe so. It's the only game in town, and, get behind the guy who's going to, you give him, he'll quid pro quo you. You give him something, he'll give something back. There comes the offers of money. It's not who they want. Because now you're stuck with this guy again. They've already dealt with him once, and they don't like dealing with him. But their only chance at getting what they want is to vote for him. They don't want to do it. That's why they like Nikki Haley so much, is because this guy again, I can't stand this guy. Why couldn't it be anybody else? We can give him money, but he's so unreliable. You can't trust him. But it's like he's the only game in town. So will they vote for Trump? Will they donate to Trump? Yeah, they will. Just for him being Trump. Now, will they vote for Trump if Nikki Haley is on the ticket? Or how does the energy change? Maybe that's a better way to put it. They're already going to vote for Trump. If Nikki Haley's on the ticket, then they're still going to vote for Trump, right? Because there's still no other option. But how does that change the energy? Because right now it's like, money, and we may not see a return on our investment. Maybe Nikki Haley gives them the return on investment that they're looking for. So if Nikki Haley is the vice president on the ticket, and maybe that's why Trump doesn't take her. If he knows that he can secure that money without Nikki Haley, he doesn't need Nikki Haley. Because he's not interested in Nikki Haley. He's not interested in her voters. He's interested in her money. And the money that's backing her. How will Nikki Haley's financial donors and supporters react if she's on the ticket? Ace of Cups. Strong emotions. Two of Wands. There's planning. Judgment. The World card. Okay, here we go. Some of those cards these 2 cards look familiar, don't they? Okay. If she's on the ticket, then not only will they supply the money, but they'll be passionate. They're going to really work to push the ticket here. Here's the trumpet calling the masses. Yeah, if it will be beyond money, there will be a lot of action being taken here because they trust Haley. They trust Haley's going to deliver for them, and they will call to arms. All the things that it's not just going to be money. It's going to be money and effort. There'll be plans that they'll be made. They'll expect to collect on these plans. There might be some worldwide things that happen too, like bringing in resources from outside the United States, which is totally and utterly illegal. But that wouldn't stop them anyways. And I think they also know that Trump may not be long for the office. So if Nikki Haley's in there, she's the succession plan. So yeah, if Nikki Haley's on the ticket, not only will Trump get the money, he'll get the passion that goes with it. He'll get the sizzle on that. What else can you tell me about? Well, let's see. Does Nikki Haley want the VP? Okay, I'm going to throw a challenge reading. On the left will be Nikki Haley as the VP choice, Nikki Haley as the presidential choice. Actually, no, the other way around. Left side, I want Nikki Haley. The energy about her wanting to be the presidential nominee at the RNC versus the vice presidential nominee on the right-hand side. Okay? That's kind of intuitively how I feel I want to do that. So what's the question? The question is, let's look at a challenge reading. It's a pair of 4 cards with a central card underneath. What's coming up to the RNC? What's the energy look like for Nikki Haley, the independent candidate, getting the RNC nomination versus the right side of Nikki Haley accepting a vice presidential nomination? Now, neither one of them may happen, but as the RNC thing comes in, What's the guiding thing? You have to make a decision. You have to make decisions. Could be that the Attorney General's made your decision for you, but you have to make a decision. It's based on your money and values. What's best for you? What's practical for you? Now, this is going to be Nikki Haley trying to wait out Trump's health or his criminal records. She's going to be disappointed if she does that. Okay, so her plan of being the nominee for the Republican Party is not going to work out. Nightmare. Things just it doesn't work out. She's been strong to there. She's been saying the right things, doing the right things, but it's not going to work for her. So she has to sort of, bring the cup of friendship to somebody who I don't think she likes him. I'm assuming she really doesn't like him. And it's, every ounce of energy to be nice to this guy, kind of stay neutral, try to walk that fine line in case, if Trump strokes out, she's ready to go. It's not going to work out. There's just a fakeness here as she tries to pretend to be show fealty to Trump. Not going to work. Now, what about the VP position here? How's that going to look? Ace of Wands. That's where your opportunity is. Ace of Cups. This is where your opportunity is. Get yourself emotionally geared up for it. What a pair of aces there, huh? Charge forward, take that position. It's the strike while the iron's hot. Moving forward with it. I'm going to say that her plans to get to the presidency, to be the person in charge, if it's to get the nomination because Trump losing support due to health issues or criminal issues, ain't going to happen. Being offered the vice presidency sure looks like it's going to happen. You got the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Cups, the Chariot. This is movement, Knight of Swords, fast movement, emotion, strong opportunity, strong action. Yeah. If Trump is going to pick Nikki Haley as a VP candidate, it'll happen during the RNC. Well, duh. There's going to be a real opportunity there. I really think that's what's going to happen. The way these cards, I translate these cards. So let's do one last one. Just a simple little 4-carder. By the RNC, will Trump be offering Nikki Haley the vice presidentship final offer? I mean, he might offer 5 people that thing going into the RNC or more. But will Nikki Haley be the person chosen to be the vice president to a Donald Trump nomination? Will Nikki Haley be a vice president to the Donald Trump nomination? Little 4-carder. Ace of Swords. Sure seems like it. Celebration. Manifestation. You got to make your choices. Welcome to the party. Okay, well, yeah, I'd say it's a pretty strong yes. The only way it would not be yes is if, the law comes for Donald Trump and locks him up. or karma comes for Donald Trump and locks him up. And then there'll be an opportunity for her to try and run for the presidency, and her plans will be met. But no, her path to the presidency goes through a vice presidency. Okay. Energies can change, but I think this still lines up with readings that I did earlier in the year, right around the time whether she was going to stay in the race or drop out. Again, Trump saying that she's not on the short list, he's not considering her. Take that with a grain of salt. That could be truthful. That may not be truthful. Who knows? But by the way I read this, he wants her money. He whether he realizes it or not, he needs her votes. And she wants to be the president and she would like to get the nomination, but if he has a health event and he keeps that under wraps, or if he's healthy enough to be nominated, or they think he's healthy enough to be nominated, her best bet is now to get in there as a VP. Okay? We'll leave it at this. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you very much for your likes, shares, comments, everything you do to feed the YouTube algorithm so this video makes it out to a wider audience. To folks discovering this channel recently or for the first time, welcome to the channel. Glad you found us. Hope you found this reading insightful, and I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.